and I wouldn't be here. And on the news, they would have said it was because of a mental issue.
You already made everybody think I'm crazy. You already took my family away. You already separated all my friends. I don't got no celebrity friends.
It's the scandal that's shaking Hollywood to its core. Sean Diddy Combs, once the king of glitz, parties, and chart-topping success, now finds himself in the most unimaginable of predicaments, locked behind bars, facing federal charges that could send him away for life. And the allegations? They're not just your run-of-the-mill celebrity drama. We're talking about a multi-layered web of human trafficking, manipulation, and coercion. Accusations so dark they've taken the music mogul's empire and turned it into a crumbling house of cards. But as shocking as that is, it's no longer just about Diddy. The story has spiraled beyond him, pulling in some of the biggest names in entertainment. And at the center of this chaos? The Kardashians. Yes, that Kardashian family. The queens of reality television, the architects of modern celebrity culture. Now, whispers are swirling that they may have been more than just glamorous party guests at Diddy's infamous gatherings.
The centerpiece of a lot of what happened during direct testimony were freak-offs. And what the prosecution tried to show was that he forced and/or coerced her into doing these freak-offs. And we've talked about this earlier this week, that at least my opinion is that in a lot of these, the prosecution just didn't close the loop. It was something she felt.
Diddy's trial has become a spectacle all its own, with testimony after testimony painting a grotesque picture of what went on behind the closed doors of his lavish estates and high-profile events. Homeland Security raided his properties earlier last year, reportedly uncovering troves of evidence, from hidden cameras to incriminating recordings. The federal charges of racketeering and human trafficking are stacking up faster than his legal team can respond. And yet the real shockwave hit when multiple witnesses began coming forward, not just to talk about Diddy's actions, but to link him directly to some of the Kardashians. Let's take a step back. For years, the Kardashians have basked in the glow of Hollywood's elite circles, attending the most exclusive galas, mingling with the most powerful names in the industry. And Diddy? He was right there with them, hosting parties that were as much about status as they were about indulgence. But now, as the details of Diddy's alleged freak-off parties unfold, people are beginning to question what role the Kardashians may have played in all of this. Witnesses have reportedly described a cozy connection between Diddy and Kim Kardashian in particular, with some alleging that Kim wasn't just an innocent bystander at these events. She may have been involved in ways that are far more sinister.
They've been afraid of coming forward. They've been afraid of what he could potentially do to them within the industry, what he could do to them professionally, maybe even personally. And so yes, it's been a dark secret they've held on to for a very, very long time.
And then came the bombshell moment that lit the internet on fire. Megyn Kelly, the veteran journalist known for her no-holds-barred reporting, dropped a claim so wild it almost defies belief. According to Kelly, she walked into the women's bathroom at the Met Gala, mind you, the pinnacle of sophistication and class, only to find Diddy and, wait for it, a Kardashian engaged in an act so crass, so grotesque, it has redefined the scandal entirely. Kelly described Diddy dry humping the Kardashian in question as if the Met Gala restroom were some seedy nightclub. The audacity of it. The sheer violation of what the Met Gala represents. Forget the glitz, the couture dresses, the million-dollar jewels. This was raw Hollywood at its ugliest, rotting from the inside out.
Let's talk about the filth that's starting to come out in the early days of the Diddy trial. This, of course, is P. Diddy. Surprise, surprise, he's a creep. Surprise, surprise, he's done horrible things.
And while Kelly stopped short of naming the Kardashian, the speculation has run rampant. Was it Kim? Khloe? Kourtney? The internet has been in overdrive trying to piece together the clues. Meanwhile, the Kardashians have remained uncharacteristically silent, a move that has only fueled the fire. For a family that thrives on controlling their narrative, this unspoken tension feels like an admission of something that things took an even darker turn with the rumors of alleged FBI surveillance tapes. Yes, you heard that right, tapes, that reportedly show Kim Kardashian at one of Diddy's properties, allegedly engaging in behavior that can be described as manipulative. The suggestion? That these moments were part of Diddy's broader scheme to use people for blackmail. And if that's true, it raises a chilling question. Was Kim Kardashian a pawn in Diddy's game? Or was she complicit in its orchestration? Either way, the Kardashian legal team is reportedly scrambling behind the scenes, firing off cease and desist letters to bury the story. But as we all know, nothing truly stays buried in the age of the internet. And let's not forget the resurfaced footage from earlier seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, where Khloe Kardashian openly bragged about attending Diddy's wild parties. In one particularly cringeworthy clip, She recounts a night where half the people were naked, laughing it off as if it were just another fun anecdote from her glamorous life.
So who was with you this weekend?
A bunch of my friends.
Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber.
But in hindsight, this casual recollection now feels like a red flag, a clue hiding in plain sight of just how deep the Kardashians' ties to Diddy might go. But the Kardashians aren't just facing public scrutiny, there are whispers that they could be called to testify in Diddy's trial. Imagine that. Kim Kardashian, the world's ultimate media mogul, taking the stand in a federal case. The stakes couldn't be higher, both for her reputation and her family's billion-dollar empire. And their silence, that deafening, calculated silence, is only adding to the growing suspicion. What don't they want us to know? What are they so desperate to hide?
Dishonest, violent, horrible. A promiscuous swinger who lied to and cheated on multiple partners. Incredibly, that's how Sean Diddy Combs' own lawyers described the billionaire music mogul, currently facing serious trafficking charges in a New York court.
The courtroom drama isn't just a story of one man's alleged crimes, it's become a sprawling saga that implicates some of the most powerful players in the entertainment world. And the Kardashians, for the first time in their meticulously managed careers, find themselves on the defensive. This isn't the kind of scandal you can spin into a new Hulu series or deflect with a cheeky Instagram post. This is real, this is federal, and unlike the curated reality they sell to millions of fans, this is a narrative they can't fully control. As the trial continues, more names are being dragged into the fray, and the evidence is mounting. Witnesses are painting a picture of Diddy as a man who used his power and influence to orchestrate a criminal network. One that allegedly involved not just his employees, but also some of his closest celebrity friends. And yet, the Kardashians have gone dark. No press statements, no interviews, no cryptic social media posts. It's as if they're holding their breath, waiting for the storm to pass. But storms like these don't just pass, they leave destruction in their wake. And as more details emerge, it's becoming clear that the Kardashians' carefully crafted image may not survive this unscathed.
The feds, Al Capone style, have not charged everything under the sun. They've charged 3 main charges: racketeering, trafficking, and the transport of a prostitute. And I'll tell you, I don't know about the racketeering charge. It's pretty sweeping. And I'll tell you what the general element.
And let's talk about the timeline. Diddy was arrested in September, his properties raided by Homeland Security, his indictment unsealed. Since then, the revelations have been relentless. His infamous freak-offs have been described in shocking detail, from the elaborate setups to the vile accusations of coercion. And now, with the Kardashians' involvement hanging in the balance, the scandal has reached a fever pitch. This isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about the culture of excess and exploitation that has long festered in Hollywood's elite circles. It's about the cracks in the facade of fame and power. It's about how far some people will go to protect their secrets. The silence from the Kardashians is deafening, their absence in the media glaring, and as the courtroom drama unfolds, one thing is certain: this story is far from over. Names are still being named, allegations are still being made, and the truth, well, the truth has a way of coming out no matter how deeply it's buried.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these all you fake hard you.
And if you think this story couldn't get any darker, let's talk about the one person who tried to warn us. Yes, Ye spoke about this long before any of it became public. Back then, we laughed. We called him unhinged, out of control, and unpredictable. But what if Ye wasn't losing his mind? What if he was just saying out loud what no one in Hollywood wanted us to hear? He went on social media rants, accusing Diddy of being at the center of a blackmail empire, alleging that celebrities were being manipulated, recorded, and used. He claimed people were being intoxicated at parties, that Hollywood was a machine designed to control and destroy.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James.
And let's not forget what he said about Kim. Ye didn't just call her a reality star gone rogue. He accused her family of being handlers, plants, and pawns for something much bigger. He said they were part of a system designed to silence dissenters like him. At the time, it sounded like a meltdown. But now it feels like a prophecy fulfilled. Diddy's trial is laying bare the machinery of manipulation Ye was screaming about. And maybe, just maybe, West's public breakdown wasn't madness. Maybe it was the price he paid for trying to tell the truth too soon.
I'm sorry, I'm just I'm in this moment right now. This is crazy. Sorry. People don't really know how much what it does to you when something that you love is taken from you. and thrown away like it don't even matter, and then they move on with their lives and you're stuck. You're stuck during those years. You're still stuck 21 years later.
West's accusations about Diddy and Hollywood weren't just wild claims made in the heat of the moment. He laid out what he believed was a systematic conspiracy, one that involved not just celebrities, but an entire network designed to control them. Ye hinted that Diddy wasn't just a participant, but a central figure in a world where stars were groomed, manipulated, and exploited. He claimed that blackmail played a huge role, with private moments secretly recorded and used as leverage to keep people in line. And it wasn't just about parties or indulgence. Ye seemed to suggest that this was a deliberate strategy to trap people in a cycle where their careers and personal lives could be controlled by powerful forces behind the scenes.
They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me.
Not
You see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
He also pointed to the idea of handlers, individuals placed in celebrities' lives to monitor and manipulate them under the guise of friendship or mentorship. And this wasn't just about Diddy. Ye insinuated that Kim, as well as members of her family, were deeply entrenched in this system. It wasn't just about their relationship drama. Ye painted a picture where the Kardashians were part of a bigger machine. He once described their world as a Hollywood prison, a place where freedom was an illusion and everyone was playing a role. While people dismissed it as paranoia, the way these allegations now align with the details emerging from Diddy's trial feels impossible to ignore. Let's not forget West's claims about the entertainment industry's obsession with secrecy. He suggested that many of the most shocking Hollywood scandals never see the light of day because they're buried before they can surface. NDA culture, as some call it, ensures that the most powerful players remain untouchable. Ye alleged that these contracts weren't just about protecting intellectual property or private moments. They were tools of silence. His rants about celebrities being silenced and controlled now sound eerily similar to what witnesses have described in Diddy's trial. The leaked tapes, the alleged blackmail, the manipulation. It's as if Ye was shouting the first draft of the script we're watching unfold.
Same kind of extortion that we heard when Cassie took the stand and testified on that airplane ride back from France. Diddy said, "You don't do a freak off, I'm going to release one of the freak off videos that you are profiled in and humiliate you."
And then there's the chilling connection Ye made between fame and destruction. He once called Hollywood a place where stars are created just to be consumed. He believed that many celebrities were used until they were no longer profitable, then discarded or destroyed by the same system that built them up. Diddy's trial has brought this idea into sharper focus, with stories of exploitation, coercion, and manipulation painting a dark picture of what it means to live in the spotlight. West's warnings about the price of fame feel less like the ramblings of a troubled mind, and more like the hard truth no one wanted to hear. Perhaps the most haunting part of West's allegations was his claim that there were no true outsiders in Hollywood, only people who played their roles or were removed from the stage altogether. He described a culture where dissent wasn't just frowned upon, but actively punished. And now, as we watch the fallout from Diddy's trial, it's hard not to wonder if West's public unraveling was Hollywood's way of silencing one of its most outspoken critics. Was his downfall engineered, or was it simply the inevitable cost of standing too close to the truth?
He cornered me. And then he asked me, with his arm up, he asked me, "How you doing?" I'm kind of like, wow, this is, what the heck? Very uncomfortable. And then he rubbed his hand down my breast. He said, "If you need anything at all, you let me know."
But Ye isn't the only Kardashian link raising eyebrows. Let's talk about Khloe. Recently, rumors have resurfaced around her early connection to Diddy. Allegedly, Khloe met Diddy when she was just 16 years old. 16. There are claims that she partied with him, traveled with him, and drank with him, all while she was still a teenager. And here's the kicker. This wasn't some hidden secret. Scott Disick casually confirmed it on air during one of their infamous reality show episodes. The Kardashians let this slip into their own narrative, like it was just another quirky story from their chaotic lives. But looking back, it feels anything but harmless. And then there's the car crash, the one that reportedly left Khloe with lifelong brain trauma and memory loss. We're not saying Diddy caused the crash, let's be clear about that. But if Khloe was already partying in that world at 16, what kind of chaos had she been exposed to? What kind of trauma was she really walking away from? The parallels between her vulnerable teenage years and the dangerous world Diddy allegedly cultivated are hard to ignore. And it raises a chilling question. Was Khloe just another young starlet caught in the crossfire of Hollywood's darkest secrets?
It sounds like you're dealing with a bunch of your own. Decided, like, harvest this and build up all this animosity towards me.
But perhaps the most mysterious figure in this entire saga is Corey Gamble. To the public, Corey is Kris Jenner's quiet and doting boyfriend, a man who stays comfortably in the background of the Kardashian chaos. But to insiders, Corey's reputation is far more sinister. He's been called Diddy's inside man, a fixer, and even a handler. Let's not forget that Corey managed Justin Bieber during some of his most tumultuous years. He was there when Kim Porter, Diddy's ex and the mother of his children, passed away under what some still call questionable circumstances. And Ye once called Corey CIA, a chilling accusation that feels less like a joke and more like a warning in hindsight. Corey's connections to Diddy run deep, and his role in this story is anything but clear. Was Corey embedded in the Kardashian empire to protect them, or was he there to monitor them, to report back to Diddy? The cold calculation of it all is terrifying. This isn't just Hollywood drama. This feels like covert ops wrapped in designer suits and Chanel filters. And if Corey was Diddy's link to the Kardashians, what does that say about how deep this rabbit hole goes?
So she testified, excuse me, that she was Diddy's ex-assistant. She said he her, sexually assaulted her in various ways multiple times. He exacted unbelievable violence against her, threatened her, one point allegedly threatened to take her phone and use anything on the phone.
As Diddy's trial continues, the silence from the Kardashian-Jenner clan is growing louder. Kris Jenner, the mastermind of their empire, has gone completely off-grid. Corey has disappeared from the public eye. Kim, the queen of social media, is uncharacteristically quiet. And Khloe? Her cryptic posts about healing and trauma feel like breadcrumbs leading to a much bigger story. This isn't just a family laying low. This is strategy. This is survival. And it's becoming clear that their silence is less about preserving their brand and more about staying out of the FBI's crosshairs. Diddy's already behind bars, but the real question isn't if he's going down, it's who he's taking with him. The trial isn't over. The investigation is still active, and the names tied to Diddy's alleged empire are starting to look a lot like the Kardashian family tree. The silence, the distancing, the eerie lack of public statements. It all feels too calculated to be coincident. And if the Kardashians' involvement is deeper than we realize, this could be the scandal that finally cracks their empire. But what do you think? Are the Kardashians just collateral damage in Diddy's crumbling empire? Or is there more to their silence than meets the eye? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're dying to hear what you think, and trust us, this story is far from over. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and remember, in Hollywood, the truth is always stranger than the fiction they sell us. See you soon.